So we are back from TFcon. I apologize if my voice sounds a little different. I have been talking nonstop over the past couple of days due to being at TFcon Orlando. Between waking up in the morning, walking to the convention center, bumping into people and talking with them, getting to my table, and nonstop talking with fans and everything like that, and then doing panels and down at the bar after the show. I don't think I spent a single moment not holding court or talking with people that whole weekend. So it's a little gone. I know some people are going to be like, ooh, you sound kind of like Barry White. But, it's just because it's absolutely gone from this whole weekend. Jaws D, when we were flying back home, even noted, he's like, that's probably the most quiet you've ever been in your life because I was just so burned out. I was so done. And we had a 4 a.m. flight, so you could only imagine. But yeah, we are back. We're going to be back going into the swing of things. We obviously took a little break due to travel and stuff, and internet wasn't really good at the hotel, so I wasn't able to even do a live stream. So we are here today, and we're going to talk some Transformer news and get back in the swing of the Transformer Slag podcast. And again, thank you to all the fans who came by the Aaron Archer booth and gave their blessings and said they love the Transformer Slag podcast. And I mean, it was surreal. It was surreal, the amount of people that came by, and the best was always like people who would bring their wives or girlfriends and just like, oh, I hear your voice, in our house like all the time, and now I finally get to put a face with it. So that's crazy. It's really good. But so let's jump into it. We got 2 pieces of news we're going to cover, and just enjoy the rest of the week and recharge. This live stream coming this Saturday, you'll get to see all the cool stuff I picked up and little gifts I got and everything, and photos. And if you have any photos too from the show, I would gladly like to see them. Just PM me or whatever through Instagram or Twitter. So check it out. But let's jump into it. We got 2 pieces of news. First big one being that Transformers needs you, specifically the fans, in that the National Toy Hall of Fame is doing their voting like they do every single year to decide who is going to be the next member of the Hall of Fame. And every time Transformers has gone up for nomination, it never would get in. And how it works is that every time they've gone up for nomination, they have their advisory committee that decides who should be put in, and they never seem to vote towards Transformers. So this year they've done a special 4th category called the, what was it? I think it was the Forgotten 5 or something, which is the ones that have always gone up for nomination but never got in. So now this Forgotten 5 is going to be part of a voting that we are in charge of. So there's going to be a voting of who should be in the Hall of Fame, and it's the Fisher-Price Corn Popper, Hasbro's My Little Pony, the Pez dispenser, which I guess you could consider it a toy. It's kind of like a candy dispenser, but whatever. The Pogo Stick, which I think is going to probably win, but you never know. And Transformers. And I love that they used, for the voting, they used Aaron Archer's 20th anniversary Optimus Prime, who we literally just talked about on the Transformers Slag podcast livestream / Transformers The Toy Armada segment on the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer channel, literally just a few weeks ago, celebrating the 20th anniversary of that 20th anniversary item. So obviously we get the vote, the fans, so hopefully that we could just completely overrun this and make sure Transformers gets in this time. So check that out. I'll post the link in the description of the segment here today, and I'll probably also put it in the pinned comment at the top of the comments in the YouTube segment. So check that out. Give your vote, hopefully for Transformers, and make sure that they get in this time around. And if they do get in, they will be a part of also the beautiful, illustrious induction hall that is in the National Museum of Play. So pretty cool stuff. Hopefully Transformers wins this time after many years of being snubbed. And the other thing we're going to cover is just a little bit of Rise of the Beast licensed product news. Kind of late to the game with this one. A company named Botti, not related to robots, but it's a European company. They have a very, it seems to be popular. I mean, the fact that it's been going this long, is a popular game called Battle Cubes. And they're mostly, it's a tabletop, throw these cubes and they capture kind of thing out there. I watched a video online, kind of try to understand anyhow how this game works. It has a little bit of a bots element to it, I find, where you have to decide a attack pattern and a trap pattern and stuff, and then you roll it at each other and capture element. So, they have all these different licenses and Marvel and stuff like that. So now there's also going to be Transformers, but more specifically Transformers Rise of the Beast. And it's only coming out very recently, despite the fact the movie is no longer in theaters and it's already kind of done its home video run in a lot of ways. So kind of late to the game, but I guess it is what it is when it comes to licensing. Sometimes you have to clear all those things before you can put out the product with Hasbro. So we got these here, and there's going to be 2-packs. There's going to be the Optimus Prime and Scourge 2-pack, and then there's going to be a Bumblebee and Battle Trap 2-pack. Kind of interesting that, it's Rise of the Beast, but they didn't use any of the Maximal characters for these. So I guess just what they wanted to go with. They wanted to go with the vehicle robot. So it is what it is. It looks interesting. We don't have prices, but supposedly these are already going to start popping up in stores in Europe. And if you are interested, maybe you check like eBay or something, and someone will probably put them up to pick up if you're a completist of Rise of the Beast merch. But kind of weird, they could have done like, maybe like Scourge versus Optimus Primal 2-pack. No, wait, Prime and Scourge kind of works better. But then like, I don't know, like Primal versus at least Battle Trap or something. But then you want to put Bumblebee in there because that's, they always push Bumblebee. It's a tough one. They clearly want to have a good versus bad kind of thing going on. Maybe do a 3rd-pack. I don't know. It is interesting. I like tabletop gaming. I've always been kind of into that along with TCGs. So this kind of stuff always interests me. And that's why I want to talk about it here on the podcast, because like, despite the fact that, sometimes there's pieces of news that I avoid because I feel like, there's, it's such a small piece of, but this is something that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'm kind of intrigued, but I want to know more really at what's going on here. And hopefully there's more to grow from it. But that's it, more or less, for the news today. Again, I'm just still trying to just recharge that battery. I still haven't even completely unpacked. It was just a crazy, fantastic weekend. And again, I appreciate all the fans who came by. There was fans who brought food, which was great. I always appreciate that. I feel like when we do the live streams on Saturday, we always sometimes fall into the food discussion. I don't know why, but I guess, we all eat. So I guess at some point people want to know what each other eats. I don't know. I just thought it was funny, getting stuff. And trust me, I appreciate it because as a Canadian, you save a little money having to having to find something to eat and spend those expensive Canadian dollars, those weak Canadian dollars against that expensive American dollar. So having some stuff to eat in the hotel room was really nice and everything. And again, I appreciate everyone who came by. I wish, guys, when you come by, introduce like yourself, tell me your screen name, because so many people like that I met, I wish I knew what their screen names were, because I recognize names. I see those names all the time, whether it be in chats or in comments, be it on even any of the socials. So sometimes it's great for me to put a face with those names and stuff. And I appreciate that a lot. Like it's really cool. It's really cool. Just even hanging at the bar with people. There was this one guy, shout out to him. I wish I got his name, but I was sitting at the bar, and then he kind of he was just sitting next to me. He's like, hey, I saw you were super busy at your booth, but I really wanted to come by and say hi. And now I got a chance to. And I sat there and talked with him for like a good hour and a half, just talking about sports, talking about, politics and stuff, because people always want to pick a Canadian's brain for politics and everything like that. I'm not a political person, but I just like to always give my 2 cents on how you could just enjoy the world and everything that's going on. But again, I appreciate all the love and support from everyone, and just all the crazy stuff. Thanks for everyone who came by and bought some little hot rod figures that we had. So, little cheap hot rod figures, so everyone could go home with a little souvenir. The Optimus Primes, we're going to try to do a second run for those for TFcon LA, so stay tuned for that. So you'll get an opportunity to pick those up if you didn't get a chance, because they sold out so fast at Orlando. But yeah, that's it more or less. Thanks for listening. Like always here on the Transformer Slag podcast, going to let these vocal cords heal up, and hopefully I'll stop sounding like a deep guy like this, over the next couple days, and hopefully by Saturday we'll be 100% and not worn out. I'll talk to you again tomorrow, and thank you again for listening to the Transformer Slag podcast.